Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're carrying on with the world's best children, Nigel Nit Boy. So Nigel Nit Boy has used his supernumerary powers with his nits, and he has done a lot of bad things. Scared away his geography teacher, the dinner lady, and the headmaster. So let's find out who else he's going to scare away. Not long after, Nit Boy arrived in the market square, which was teeming with bargain hunters. Using his nits, Nigel spelled out the letters of a very rude word in the sky. Bottoms. One old lady was shocked. She fainted at the sight. Next, Nit Boy turned his attention to the local toy shop. The supervillain ordered his nits to steal every single item in the store, including the till. The shop owner chased the boy down the street, but he was whacked over the head by the nits with one of the giant teddy bears. Yet there was still more chaos and destruction to come. Suddenly lights flashed and a siren wailed. The police had been sent to the shop to stop Nigel from creating further mayhem. But Nit Boy ordered his nits to attack the police car, and they swarmed onto its windscreen. The glass became so thick with nits that the policeman crashed straight through the window of an optician's. Nothing could stop Nit Boy now. He felt invincible. Soon the whole world would kneel before him. All hail Nit Boy. Later that night, Nigel had put on his pyjamas and was lying in bed. Even supervillains needed their sleep. The boy was dreaming up the next day's evil schemes. However, outside in the street stood a throng of townsfolk, armed not with flaming torches and pitchforks, as in tradition with angry mobs, but with an array of combs. Nit Boy had been robbed of his powers, and there was only one way to do that. They began to chant, "Comb his hair! Comb his hair! Comb his hair!" The chant became louder and louder as the mob grew angrier and angrier. Nigel leapt from his bed and peeked out the window. Looking down, he saw more and more people rushing out of their houses to join the horde. In a swirling whirl of nits, Nigel changed out of his pyjamas to become Nit Boy. He marched outside and approached the mob with his Wellington boots on and his cape, which really was one of his mum's old skirts. Flapping in the wind, Nit Boy felt ready to take on the world. His millions of nits now had multiplied into billions or even trillions. They buzzed around the boy's head, blackening out of the scattering in the sky. It would be hard to give you an exact number because nits wouldn't stay still for counting. "There he is," shouted someone. "It's Nit Boy, get him!" The mob surged forwards, brandishing their combs. The old lady who had fainted in the market square was now holding a large bottle of anti-nit shampoo called Nit Blitz. On a label it said, the sworn enemy of the nit. This is highly toxic and foul-smelling shampoo is poisonous to all nits. It is guaranteed to kill nits until they are totally and utterly, completely dead. Unable to contain her anger a little longer, the old lady held the bottle at Nigel. It bounced off his hair and hit her on the head, knocking her out cold. The boy stood on his ground once again, and he commanded his nits. "Nits, lift!" The nits swooped downwards to create a hoverboard under their master's feet. They lifted him up off the ground with a laughable ease. The crowd gasped in shock. This supervillain could actually fly? The boy zoomed through the night sky, performing an impressive loop-the-loop before hovering over the mob. "Now go back to your homes, or you will feel the full force of Nit Boy." The townsfolk began muttering to each other dejectedly. They knew they were beaten, yet still no one moved. "Disperse!" Nit Boy ordered the crowd. But his nits must have thought he was talking to them. Nits are not known for their intelligence. As far as I know, no nit has performed brain surgery or has been involved in rocket science. So, the nits dispersed. Led by Mr. Henderson, they all buzzed off in different directions, disappearing into the sky. Nit Boy looked down at the people below. He gulped as he began to plummet downwards. He tumbled through the air, desperately flapping his arms. Help! The crowd surged out of the way, and Nigel landed headfirst on the pavement. Fortunately, such was the volume of the hair on his head that he had survived the fall with no injury. Grab him, someone shouted. Nigel was carted off to the local hairdresser's, where his hair was washed with Nits Blitz shampoo, and he was given a very sensible short back and slides. All remaining nits or nit eggs were combed out, and Nigel's hair, and he had to make a promise in front of the whole town. I solemnly swear never again to become Nit Boy. You might be surprised to learn that, even though he was one of the world's worst children, Nigel kept his promise. Nit Boy was never seen again. However, some time later, Nigel came up with another supervillain to be. From now on, he was known as Veruca Boy, a supervillain who refused to wear a plastic sock at the swimming pool, thereby unleashing a plague of verrucas on the world. And the best part was that Nigel could reuse the cape that was really his mum's old skirt. Again, fortunately, the name had not already been taken. Wow. That was funny, wasn't it? I really loved that book. The chapter even, I love this book. But that chapter was so funny. Now, Miss Perpetulia Motion. That is a bit of a long name. Bit of a hard name as well. So, we're not actually going to be reading this one tomorrow. We're not going to be reading that one. We are going to be doing something a little different. Now, I know last week that I did the smartest giant in town. This week, I am going to be doing a quiz. And in the quiz, I have a very special shout out for someone. Because I thought, Fun Friday, let's do a big shout out. Anyway, join me tomorrow if you want to find out who that shout out is and what the quiz is about. Anyway, bye guys!